A year ago, the total crypto market capitalization smashed an all-time high of $3 trillion, and instead of unveiling a season of greater returns, it marked the beginning of the current bear market. The resultant effect of this underperformance has taken its toll on Cardano ADA, which was once positioned as the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. The MicroStrategy CEO has something to say about this current situation, and will his statement reflect spite or hype? Last November, there was a $69,000 Bitcoin peak, and it ushered in a golden phase for digital assets, a place overflowing with eccentric characters plowing billions of dollars into promising and risky investments. Since then, compounding liquidity crises have driven capital out of crypto markets. The past year was defined by wonderkind, said the chief executive at crypto service firm Bitware, Patrick White. In mid-2021, Sam Bankman-Fried said that his speedily ascending company could consider buying Goldman Sachs once it overtook its more established rival Binance. When markets peaked a few months later, the FTX hype seemed justified, and a group of opponents was striving alongside Bankman-Fried to control a chunk of the decentralized future. But look at what recently happened to it. A cascading collapse, and the sight of it was pitiful to behold. The upstart crypto lending platform Celsius also had its fair share of highs and lows. The novel Terra stablecoin was not left out either. When it launched on the Cosmos along with the associated Luna token, its brazen founder, Do Kwon, enjoyed giddily shooting down every skeptic that he perceived as a threat. He went on as far as telling a Terra skeptic to have fun staying poor on Twitter. This statement became a popular refrain among young online investors, who thought Terra was their sole way out of their poor economic conditions. And where is that stablecoin now? As prices slid, Terra's dollar peg began to wobble and has been reduced to absolutely nothing. The MicroStrategy CEO appears to be the most resilient of all. 8 months ago, he told investors to mortgage their homes to buy Bitcoin, but the buzz has long fizzled. No one was prepared for the negative turnaround of crypto this year, and many investors have barely managed to stay sane. Since its inception, Cardano ADA has always given off a long-term viability vibe. The Cardano network definitely knows how to navigate its way around this crypto bust. While the cryptocurrency asset class is not a stranger to bear markets, the current crypto winter is gripping the market differently. From their humble beginnings, cryptocurrencies have often shed more than 2/3 of their value during each downturn. The past tells us that Bitcoin has faced similar price crashes. The current one is nothing new, but rather it's very excruciating. Looking at the time it took to reach previous bottoms, it is pivotal to note that we are historically inching closer to being in a typical timeline of when the upturns have started in the past. However, to the surprise of major investors, this time around might be a little different. The famous Bitcoin preacher, Michael Saylor, is still taking a perfect stance on the leading cryptocurrency. Probably it's because the most recent Bitcoin blows have not taught him any lessons. Michael Saylor believes so much in Bitcoin that his company, MicroStrategy, owns about 130,000 Bitcoins. The company also took out a Bitcoin-backed loan to buy $190 million more worth of Bitcoin. Even with the recent price drops, Saylor elaborated on his beliefs about Bitcoin and his company. In an interview, he informed listeners that MicroStrategy has taken a long-term view of Bitcoin, and the short-term shortcomings were just noise. Describing how Bitcoin has gone through 3 boom and bust cycles in the last 2 years, he attested that it was nothing new for Bitcoin and it was a natural phenomenon for new assets to be volatile through their journey of price discovery. He further explained how the current volatility was a crisis to short-term investors, but for those with a time frame of 10 years or more, Bitcoin is unraveling to be a low-risk store of value asset. It all comes down on what is your time horizon, he had said. For experts like Saylor, the pullback is purely an opportunity to buy more at a lower price. By buying now, he believes that he is increasing his profitability years down the line when Bitcoin will hopefully be worth more. For those with a long-term perspective, he has repeatedly argued that there is no better investment than Bitcoin, but Cardano ADA stands out as a better alternative. Do you know that the MicroStrategy CEO has not always been this positive about Bitcoin. In fact, his opinions about the leading cryptocurrency 9 years ago are the same thoughts various investors have about Cardano ADA now. A tweet resurfaced from Michael Saylor, and it revealed how he has once been bearish and pessimistic about the future of Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, on December 18, 2013, Saylor said that the days were numbered for Bitcoin and compared it to online gambling. Bitcoin's days are numbered. It seems just like a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling, he had once tweeted. Michael Saylor was questioned about this particular tweet in a September 2020 podcast with Anthony Pompliano. "I literally forgot I ever said that," he said. He went ahead to say that he used Twitter to share opinions on relevant topics before he resorted to tweeting less about opinions and more about MicroStrategy. "I am really ashamed to say I didn't know I tweeted it until the day I tweeted that I had bought $250 million worth of Bitcoin," he had explained. From this indication, Saylor reversed course to become one of the biggest bulls for the leading cryptocurrency. And this explains why he currently has an unflinching prediction about Bitcoin. So this is the point. If the MicroStrategy CEO could develop pessimistic views about his favorite cryptocurrency at first, how much more are Cardano investors who are obviously shaken by the crypto winter? Simply addressed, many remain fearful of the current state of Cardano, and if its projected advancement proves to be a fluke, the sentiment might not change quickly. But soon enough, investors will realize that their initial negative opinions about Cardano were uncalled for, as Cardano's teams of developers is working relentlessly to have a lot of new improvements and developments in the future. Cardano was once led charge and reclaimed some of its lost value, and it has the potential to do it again. As the market continues to shift, Cardano is an interesting coin to watch in the coming years. Bitcoin's value was closer to nothing 9 years ago, but it has recorded notable heights, and Cardano ADA could do the same since it's making efforts to leave a positive impact on the world. As proof to show how much Bitcoin bulls trust Bitcoin, he opined that the recent FTX crisis will have certain benefits on it. From his perspective, the turbulence will eliminate thousands of useless digital assets, while the primary cryptocurrency and a handful of other coins will be the last men standing. As a matter of fact, in a recent interview with CNBC, Saylor argued that Bitcoiners are trapped in a dysfunctional relationship with the rest of the crypto ecosystem. He explained that the FTX collapse came as a result of a lack of transparency. According to the CEO, if a company holds a cryptocurrency asset, they should be nobody else's liability. Quote, "You need to have full transparency to it, and that's what Bitcoin is, and that's what the FTX token was not," he said. He believes the ongoing calamity will fast-track the implementation of necessary rules in a crypto sector, and Bitcoin will be the winner. Bitcoin will be the winner because Bitcoin is a digital commodity, and it's the least controversial of everything, he had once said. This particular coin is quite synonymous with what he had said about Cardano ADA a few months ago. He called ADA a security and emphasized that Bitcoin is a digital commodity which will not be washed down by the SEC when it comes to taking out securities of the crypto world. Of course, this statement did not go well with the Cardano founder, Charles Hoskinson. According to him, it was inconsistent to flag other assets as security and Bitcoin as a commodity when most Bitcoin holders buy it hoping that the price will go up. He also claimed that Bitcoin maximalists were the most difficult, toxic, and useless people to engage with. Speaking about ADA in an AMA session, he said, "Nobody controls it. It's completely decentralized far more than Bitcoin. It has more use and more utility, and people buy the token not to speculate, which is the only thing that they can currently do with Bitcoin." Indeed, Saylor's opinion about Bitcoin are quite toxic, but he was speaking from his perspective. It is high time strong Cardano proponents arose. Michael Saylor has predicted that the crypto industry will move to a new era, where leading institutions and big players will enter Bitcoin's ecosystem and boost its development and price, although the asset is very far from its best days. However, a new path is coming for cryptocurrency, and every coin will need to speak for itself. But of course, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next video, but before then, check out our other videos to find out how Cardano is living up to the dream of being the Ethereum killer. And as always, make sure you click on the subscribe and notification buttons.